passion for quite a while to probably for about 5 years or so I've been feeling like I really need to try to unify the city of White House, Robertson versus Sumner County, this whole divide we have, that it's always this unspoken divide that I don't like, and I don't think that there's any reason we should have it. So this Encore Community Choir is open to any student who is zoned for a White House school or attends a White House school, whether it be on the Sumner County side or Robertson County side. And it also includes our homeschool students, Christian school students. So if you know any people that you think might benefit from a group like this, please do pass the information along, because this is not just because you were here doesn't mean, it just means you're here to get information. So I want to go over a couple of things that are important about the program. Kind of like I said, our mission, and everything is in the student and parent handbook. This is on the table. It's also online at our website, and you can find everything detailed in there. I keep it updated so that our information, if anything ever changes, everybody's on the same page with it. But our mission is just to foster personal growth in music and to enjoy ourselves, to create music within our community and bring our community together and unify the community. We do this a variety of ways. Meaning we're singing, we're learning how to read music. I know at the level that all of the students are, most of them have had elementary school music, or they've had some music reading in their schools right now, but I take that hopefully to a new level, and we enjoy music together. We have a great time. I want to assist local music teachers in the quest for training competent musicians. I don't expect that all of my students that ever come through my door continue on to be full-time musicians or even passionate about music. What I do hope is that they become patrons of the arts for their entire life, and that their lives reflect an appreciation for music and a joy that they can find in music, whether it's going to the symphony, attending some sort of musical, opera, even just listening to the radio, but understanding, helping them understand that in order to get to those places that those people have done, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of dedication. So those are the kinds of things that we work on and that I support. I'd like to try to keep rehearsals really fun and energized. Our rehearsals do last an hour and a half on Tuesday afternoons from about 3:45 until 5:30. The students come directly, depending on where they're coming from, if parents are dropping them off. Some of our students ride the bus. If they come from the middle school, White House Middle School, they can sometimes catch a bus that will drop them off at the school, and it comes about that time. And when they come, we all meet in the music room. They all have their own assigned folders. We have all of our music that they're assigned, and we work through together. I go through a process of teaching it to them. Most of our music is 2-, 3-, or 4-part harmony. And so they're learning how to read those different parts of music, as well as putting them together to make a really good, solid piece of music. Some of the curriculum that I like to choose, I choose a lot of different songs that are going to help them with those musical concepts that I think are important for life, and form and rhythm, harmony, timbre, dynamics, all of those things that stylistically, when you're listening to music, you can hear those things and you can react to them, and you can use your brain to start to guess what's going to come next, and it really offers more enjoyment from music. We do a wide variety of music as far as the style of music that we do. We do a cappella pieces, we do spiritual pieces, we do contemporary pieces, we do Renaissance pieces, we do theater pieces, multicultural pieces. I like to choose a really good variety because I think that not every student is geared towards or enjoys one certain kind of song. So I'd like to get a really good variety so the kids can really learn to appreciate a different kind of music and maybe find something out there that they didn't really think that they'd like, and they find that, oh, I really do like that. Our auditions are going to be on the 16th and the 18th of May. They're going to be here at the school. We have an audition panel of 3 people, myself being one of them, and then 2 additional people that will be there for the auditions. The auditions will be will be run by us, and we have a rubric, a kind of standards sheet that we are going to go by and give the students a grade, if you will, based on different things like being in tune, being ready for their audition, being prepared, knowing their music, and those kinds of things. And then we will take the top, however many spaces we have, for the chorus. I only have several spaces available per grade level. I want to try to keep our chorus under 55 students, and currently we have 25 already who are going to be grandfathered in. They once you're in the program, you do not re-audition. So that once you're in, you've got a spot, you're good to go. To do an audition, the student needs to prepare one of two songs, either Amazing Grace or My Country 'Tis of Thee. On our website at encorecommunity.com, I've posted and listed the links for those, so they're audio links if you want to hear the music and sing along, as well as some visual links so they can read the music and the words as they're going along as well. There will also be other musical activities during that audition. It will be very simple. For instance, I may give them a line of music, 4 measures long, and we may read it together, meaning let's sing this on a la. And I will make sure that they can read that the notes are going up, so my voice goes up. The notes are going down, so my voice is going to go down. Things like that. It's not very difficult, and it should never be intimidating to anyone. Hopefully I can kind of help the students not be intimidated by that, because I know that feeling. It's a harsh reality to be nervous in front of people, especially people that you don't know. Audition results will be emailed by May the 25th. So that gives me about a week to make the decisions and put together some information for you. And then registration deposits and all of paperwork would be, for the students who are selected, are due on June the 7th. Many people ask about the tuition, and they want to know what that goes for and why we have it. The tuition registration is $25, and that is due upon acceptance into the program. So if you receive an email that says your student has made it into the chorus, I will send the paperwork, and then that $25 registration is due. That registration goes to cover some of our startup costs, purchasing the music, getting things ready so that on day one of rehearsal, we are off and running with good, solid music in our folders, and we are not waiting around for something to be delivered. The $100 tuition is due the very first rehearsal in August, and then there will be $125 tuition due on the first rehearsal in January. So the total cost is $250. Tuition does not go to pay any people at all. Our board of directors, our advisory board, and myself, the director, we do not take a salary. We don't take anything from that. That money goes completely back into the students. There are scholarships available. So if that's something that your family would benefit from, we'll have an application. When we have the auditions, we will have an application for that you can fill out, and you may be awarded a partial scholarship, possibly a full scholarship based on the need and based on the funds that we have, because we started in January, so we do have a little bit of funds already that we can use to invite some other kids that may not necessarily be able to do it because of the finances. I never want the finances to be something that holds anyone back, because that's not what this is about. This is about reaching out to our community and bringing our community together. So, excuse me. I gotta stay on track or else I'll fly off here. If you think about this, the average cost of private voice lessons, if you were to send your student for a private voice lesson, it would be anywhere from $20 to $30 per half hour. So some quick math would be at the lowest, $20 an hour, that'd be $80 a month. So I believe that I and the advisory board believe that you're kind of getting a deal for this. I run my rehearsals as though I am doing 25 private voice lessons, and my students are really benefiting from that. And I guess I should have said this earlier. I'm a classically trained vocalist. That's what I did in college, and I just happened to have a music education degree. I wanted to be a singer, but that wasn't what the Lord had planned for me, and I'm so glad He knew better than I did, because I had no clue that this is what He had planned for me, and I
I just adore it. I just adore these kids. Our money also goes towards the cost of an accompanist. We have an accompanist that will come for our rehearsals and then accompanies us with any concerts, competitions, traveling that we do. We also do some fundraisers. This year we did a fundraiser. You may have seen or heard about it. It was called the Fun Pasta. And in February we sold fun pasta, and it was bags of pasta in these really fun shapes. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. It was a good price. It was only about $6 to $7 per bag of pasta, but we ended up making $1,400. That was our cut of the pasta fundraiser. So our kids really got out there and pounded the pavement, and that money is going to go to provide some of those scholarships, so more kids can join Encore. In the fall, I believe we're going to be selling sheets. That sounds crazy, but we have found a company. Our fundraising coordinators found a company that sells sheet sets, and any size sheet set for a set price, and then we get, I think it's $14 per set of sheets is our cut. And the sheets, I happened to buy a set a couple weeks ago when I was at a music conference down in Chattanooga, and they are 1,800 count thread, or 1,800 thread count. I mean, I'm like slipping on butter. Like, well, these are nice. So it's a great value, and it might take a while for people to catch on and go, really, sheets is a fundraiser? But once people buy them, I think they will be return customers. So I think that's what we're probably going to do. The commitment for Encore is a 1-year expectation. And it's a huge commitment, it really is, because after school, especially on a Tuesday, what you're going to run into is you're going to run into ball practices, you're going to run into other school activities that are optional, that the students may have to say no to if they're already committed to Encore. Because missing one rehearsal is the equivalent of missing about a month's worth of ball practice, because of the concepts you teach, and they're all layered on one another. So the commitment level is pretty high, that when you join Encore, you're in it. You're in it, you're all in. That's certainly not to say that I don't encourage the sports and the band and the other choirs and that kind of thing. I'm here to support them as well. But just helping people understand that once you make a commitment, that commitment needs to be honored by whatever means possible. I understand things come up. I understand that your game got rained out for 3 weeks in a row, and the only time they could make it up is 5 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. I understand that. And there's certainly times when your child won't be able to be involved in rehearsal, and I completely understand. But all of that is detailed as well in the student and parent handbook. It is, as I mentioned, a 1-year commitment. So 1 year meaning 1 school year, from August to May, because we will begin working in August on music that we may not do until May. So if I have a student that I've got parts going with in August, and then at Christmas they go, I don't want to do this anymore, I've lost a whole section that I really need to make that song work. So that is why it's a 1-year commitment. Attendance at rehearsals is extremely important, including like early dismissals or late comers. We need to really try to stay away from those things. And I'm going to work on setting up some programs and that kind of thing for the kids so that they can know how important those things are as well. Student expectations, just as you would in any school group, I put high standards in front of the kids. And I want to help them meet those standards with love and with grace and with mercy. But I do put pretty high standards on the kids. Any students that are currently in Encore or currently in my other singing group, Sound Effects, which is the elementary course I direct, they can tell you that I ask for I have very high expectations. And the cool thing is I have very few students that don't rise to those. I think if I just lay those out there, they go, oh, all right, that's what she expects. Well, take it and run. And I've been amazed at the things that the students can do and the way that they respond. So I'm not ashamed that I ask for high standards. I would hope that the parents and the families would be excited about that too, because it's character building for your students and helping them to understand what's going on in the world around them. We do travel. We are going, my current Encore group, we are going to Holiday World next weekend, this coming weekend, to compete in a music festival competition. It's a little nerve-wracking because the groups that we compete against have our school choir groups, and they have been practicing every day since August. We've practiced once a week since January. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but I have no doubt that our kids are going to show up and they're going to represent White House better than anybody else could. And so we will continue to do the Holiday World competition. There are things in my mind and things that the advisory board has talked about, traveling opportunities. We would like to take a choir tour, possibly over a holiday like President's Day, something like that, where we would go for the weekend, not necessarily a local, but 2 or 3 hours away, and perform for different variety of venues. Would also love to talk someday about going to some other competitions and some other music festivals, like Disney World has one, Six Flags has one, Kings Island has one, many of the theme parks have these music competitions, and I would love to get these kids out and exposed to different ways to perform. We are very much open to community events. It is my hope that at Christmas we will be invited to come and sing at the White House Christmas Extravaganza. And it is my hope as well that we will continue to make those community contacts and be able to go around our community and show what we're doing, that we're trying desperately to bring our communities together, not have so much of it be this county against this county or this school against this school, but making new friends and showing that music can unite us all. So I've said a lot. I don't want to say much more. All of it, as I said, is in the Encore Parent Handbook, but what I do want to do is ask if there's any questions, because if you have questions, I certainly want to answer those. And my email is there's some business cards in the hallway. I think you were handed one as you came in. My email address is on there. You can email me anytime. My phone number's on there. Please feel free to call me if you have questions about it. There will be time. You've seen Karen here is videoing, and she is our media coordinator, and she kind of does all of our good stuff with the newspaper and the news. We're planning on having the news come to one of our concerts here in a couple of weeks. We're planning on trying to get some media involved. And you met Lori in the hallway, who's sitting at the table. She is our secretary. So both of them have children in Encore. And I know that they'd be willing to answer any questions if you're not comfortable asking me. But does anybody have any questions that you can think of? Yes, ma'am.
How many concerts on average are you planning to have within a year, and when will they take place?
Okay. Our concerts are, this year, we've only had 2. But of course, that's been since January. We had one in early March. We have one in late May. My hope is that will continue, those 2 in the spring, and hopefully 2 in the fall. So we'll have one October-ish and one in December. But I do not want the students to perform here. This would be really easy for me to do, because this is my home. This is where I am every day. But I want the kids to know that there's more out than this gym. And I don't like performing in a gym, so we actually go to White House High School and perform in their auditorium. So I have to kind of work around their schedule as far as like when we can get in to do it. Those concerts are usually in the evening time at 6:30 p.m. around there, and they last about half an hour or so. Competition, like I said, in May is our one competition. I'm hoping that late January, early February, we can possibly do a tour. And the fundraising money that we will get from our fundraisers will go towards those. So all of the fundraising money we will use to offset the cost for everyone, so that the cost for the parents is much lower for anything that we do. So does that help? There's always, of course, opportunity where people will just call out of the blue and say, hey, we heard you have a choir. Can you come sing next week? But those will all be things that, I'll say, let me check with my people and see. I communicate mostly by email, and I send out blanket emails and let people respond to me that way, so that I know what their desires are, and if they're able to communicate, or what's the word I'm looking for? Participate, that's what I'm looking for, if they're able to participate or not. Any other questions? I hear crickets. Okay, well, I'm really glad to meet you guys. I've met like half of my people here are new friends today, so I'm so excited about that. And please do spread the word. There's those green flyers on the table. My business cards are out there. If you know of anybody, like I said, from church, from ball teams, from wherever, you know, if your student is in a choir and they want to spread the word, go for it. Because I want to get as many voices in here as I can so that we can make a really, really good quality choir for our community. I don't think it's right that people have to feel like they have to drive all the way to Nashville to get quality music. There's no reason why we can't make quality music right here in White House. That's one of my goals, just to raise up a group of kids who love to have a good time together, and we're going to do it by using music and using what God's given us. So thank you for being here, and as I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget to sign up on the website to come on audition. There are sign-up times there.